Hey, this is Nate with Kilts Can Do, and today we're going to be working on insulation. I work down in the shop, and this house has no insulation in the joints. This is an unfinished basement. The problem with that is Callie's bedroom's there, our bedroom's there. If I'm downstairs and I tap my fingernail on the workbench, they can hear everything. So, of course, the best time to work down in the shop is when baby girl's taking a nap or is in bed. The worst time to work in the shop is when she's taking a nap or in bed, simply because you hear everything. Um, so I started looking into it, and I found that you can get this Pink Panther foam insulation. It comes in 4 foot by 8 foot boards. I thought that's perfect. I'll cut it down for the links, slide it in the joists, everything's good. But what I found was, even though the other insulation, you slide up in there, you got the crap falling all over you. It's messy, you get hot, you need to wear protective clothing. It's a lot easier and less time consuming when you're doing that type of insulation than trying to cut this apart. This goes through razor blades. I went through 3 long blades trying to cut this down. Finally, I wound up using a Sawzall to try to make it go faster, but none of those came out as tight as I would have liked in the joists. Let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so I cut them apart, and these are friction fit. I cut them tight. The problem is none of these joists are the same distance apart. This one's like 14 and a half, this one's 14 and a quarter, and that doesn't seem like much of an issue if you've got a material that flexes. That does not. It's pretty solid, and you're talking about 2.5 inches of the material. As you can see, I went all the way down the line to do it. Here's a good example. This one, I thought it was nice and snug. One end is, and one end isn't, so it slides out. So I've already used one board to cut these out, and I've got pieces left over that I'll figure something out to do with. But I went back by Home Depot, and I did get my military 10% discount from them. A lot of people have been commenting how they've cut back on that. I've had no issue. I've always gotten it. They always thank me for my service, so that's nice. No issue personally, but for those that have had issues, I'm sorry to hear that. So what I've got was Rolux, Safe and Sound. It's a fire and soundproofing insulation. It's about 16 inches wide, so I'll be able to slide it up in there nice and snug and whatnot. So I'm gonna cut them to these supports. So from there back, force it up in there, there back, and it'll work. It's messy, it's funky. So for this, I would suggest a breathable suit, goggles, not safety glasses, but goggles. These you can get for a couple dollars. They're usually for chemicals. I highly suggest these. A razor knife. Unfortunately, I dulled my razor, several blades on my razor, so that's now crap. But I got this nifty straight razor, which I use to shave when I do shave. This is a secondary. This is not my primary. And a tape measure and of course a breathing mask, because you don't want to breathe this stuff in. And I'm going to be using this one. What I'm going to do is cut up the insulation, do measurements, cut it up, and then I'll apply all of it to the joists. Now Heather and I are lucky. We are about 2.5 miles, depending on how you go, from a new Habitat for Humanity. They changed locations. I got a box of like 50 of these for $3. I got several pairs of earmuffs from them. $2. They're not fantastic, but they work darn good. So anytime they've got a sale like that going on, I go ahead and pick some up, because you never know when you're going to have a visitor in the shop coming to help out or just watch, talk while you're working. And it's good to have extra safety glasses, which they sell safety glasses $1 a pair. They usually get them in these huge 50-gallon barrels. So got a bunch of those, though. For this one, once again, you want something to protect your breathing, and you want goggles, you don't want the goggle style. You want something that's going to completely cover your eyes, because this stuff gets everywhere. Alright, so I'm going to set this up. I'm going to put my suit on. Usually I work in my kilt, but that's not going to work when I'm wearing this coverall combination suit for this. So you'll see me in that, and enjoy. I'll probably play some music along while I'm doing that and whatnot. Thanks. Okay, so I started to open up the insulation, and where I thought I was going to have to cut the pieces up a lot, I'm not. It comes in 4-foot lengths. It's approximately 3 inches thick. And you got 4-foot lengths to work with. So I'm not going to have to take it off a big roll and work from there. I'll just be able to do the 4-foot lengths and go. So that's good. Less work, quicker and easier. So we're going to start that in just a moment. I've got a small portion done. I had to take a break because my goggles were fogging up. I've got it up in there so far, decent. Right to about there. I should be able to fit 2 more pieces in to those sections. Plus I've got this one over here, but that's got the cabling or the wires for my light fixture, which my new shop lights just came in, so yay. I'll be able to hook those up in a little bit once I get the installation done. So I'm going to be yanking these lights out real quick so that I can go around that without any problem, and I won't have to worry about the cables or wires or anything like that while I'm putting the insulation in. Plus, turned on a little fan to help get rid of some of the excess stuff. It doesn't seem too bad, other than the fact that my goggles were fogging up horribly. So there's that. We will be back. Okay, so I've done most of the insulation for what I had. I've got a few pieces left. I got up behind me, and that way, that's one of my new shop lights. I'm going to be making a video of putting those up, so make sure you see it. There are a couple sections, like right here, that I'm going to have to tweak with a couple smaller pieces. And I had Heather do some talking. It really lowers the sound that comes through, except I'm gonna have to do above the laundry room, which was not expected. Above the laundry room is the bathroom. So she was in the bathroom and I could hear everything she said as if she was right down here with me. So I'm gonna go to Home Depot tomorrow, pick up some more of the insulation, and hopefully I'll be able to do that and most of above my workbench. This is Nate with Kilts Can Do. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you. This is Nate with Kilts Can Do, and it's been a long day working in the basement, putting up insulation. And I stopped by Habitat for Humanity and I found some house wrap. It was $50 for a roll. Funny thing is, it doesn't matter if it's a tiny roll, just a little bit left, or a huge roll, it's $50. So I grabbed this massive roll. And in parts of the video you'll see I did put up the white wrap. So in case you're wondering what that is. I did have to go back and get 2 more things of insulation, which I figured I'd have to go at least get 1. But I got 2. So this is going to be part 1, and part 2 will come out in a couple days. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. This is Nate with Kilts Can Do, saying have a good one.